A lot of work is going on throughout the Arctic and also along the coastal zone in the Arctic. Generally, there is an eroding trend, but very little work has been done on Greenland. And large parts of the coast are rocky coast, but we do see these sedimentary sites, and in particular, there are hundreds of deltas throughout Greenland. I was curious to see how these deltas respond to melting of the ice sheets and the glaciers, but also the impact of less sea ice. My name is Mette Bendiksen. I'm a postdoc at Center for Permafrost at University of Copenhagen. During the Second World War, the American Army were looking for German weather stations in Greenland, so they did a lot of flyings along the coast. And after the World War, they decided to hand these images over to Denmark. Normally, the melting of the Greenland ice sheet focus on how it affects sea level change, but we are actually able to pinpoint how this melting affects the local environment in Greenland as well. We scan the old aerial images we need for our analysis, and we rectify them and georeference them, and we compare them to the modern imagery we find on Google Earth. And we actually do the same thing with those, so we save the imagery in Google Earth and we use a tool to rectify them and georeference them. And having done so, we can identify the aerial extent of the deltas at each time step and compare how the deltas have changed in size. So this work shows that the deltas in Greenland are stable during the period from 1940s to 1980s, but as the climate warms, from 1980s and onwards, we see an increase in delta size, meaning we have deltas growing out into the sea, so delta propagation. These results affect the Greenlandic population, as the vast majority of them are located or live along the coast and of course influence their infrastructure as well. For example, you see in Kangerlussuaq that the local community is heavily affected by this increasing amount of sediment because the ships simply get stuck and they have to move the harbor seaward. These aerial imagery are indeed unique for science like ours, and everyone studying changes in the Arctic and in particular in Greenland, because we get an idea about how the situation were back in time by detecting those images. They are truly unique.